4
years,
4 long
years.
This is all you jackasses got to show for it.
So, the early access to the Black Ops 6 beta just released today, and I'm torn on it. I think that there were a lot of things that were great about the mode, but also a lot that still needs improvement. Black Ops 6, more like X-Defiant, but in all seriousness, I had a genuinely fun time playing the mode, but I do have some critiques. Let's just start off with the good things. The graphics look really good. It looks like a different game almost, which could be either good or bad. I mean, I honestly think it's pretty good. The graphics look phenomenal. I think there was a lot of effort definitely put into it, and it just makes everything feel more real. However, I don't really know if they fit the Call of Duty franchise all that well. The graphics seem more like X-Defiant or Battlefield, and honestly, it just doesn't feel like Call of Duty. The movement is also drastically different than it was in previous Call of Duties, which is, again, it's a change that I don't know was necessary for the mode, but I think with enough practice we can get used to it. Now, one complaint that I do have is the sprinting almost feels like Modern Warfare sprinting. It doesn't really feel like Call of Duty Black Ops, and again, I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not really a Black Ops game. It kind of just feels like Warzone or like Modern Warfare, and honestly, if you like that, then that's great, but for me, I don't really like the Modern Warfare movement at all, and so I don't know, seeing this in a Black Ops title is definitely a little bit weird. The Omni movement is good, but it's not really all that practical in a game sense, and you're not really using it that much. Now, one thing I will say is I like the ability to slide but also dive if you want to. I think that this allows more playstyles in the game, but again, with the Omni movement, I don't really think it's all that good. Now, obviously, they're not going to change it, but I just have to get used to it, I guess. As for how the beta actually plays, it's really weird. It more feels like X-Defiant, actually, in that the time to kill is either really fast or really short, and again, it doesn't feel like Call of Duty. If we take a look back at, Cold War, everything can be done pretty fast. You can slide cancel. Some of the guns are very good at, short range or long range. It's kind of like a balance. And with Black Ops 6, I just feel like every kill that you get, there's another 2 people that will come up and shoot you. You can't really get streaks unless the enemies are spaced out. And in Cold War, I never really felt that way. I felt like in Cold War, you could get 1 kill and then, simply switch to getting another kill without really having to worry about, oh, when's the next enemy popping up? But in Black Ops 6, you get 1 kill and there's always another person there waiting to shoot you. And by no means am I really good at multiplayer, but I will say that in Cold War, I am really good. Especially when I'm on my Xbox and I'm always the top of the leaderboard. I mean, for Black Ops 6, the score almost, I feel like, never goes up. I can't get streaks. I mean, I'm trying a lot. Sometimes I can, but it's just the time to kill is either really short or really long. And it's kind of weird because sometimes I feel like I'm putting 8 bullets into somebody and they aren't dying. I feel like the movement is clunky and the sprint to fire time is very slow, especially for, again, another Black Ops title. I feel like all the Black Ops titles we've had so far, the movement is very smooth. It's very consistent. You can switch weapons faster. You can aim down sights faster. It feels very smooth. But again, with Black Ops 6 beta, as I've been saying, it's different. It's clunky almost. It's that Modern Warfare kind of gritty feel to it. And I don't know how much I like it, especially for a Black Ops title. And again, the 4-year development time that Treyarch had to make the game is almost non-apparent. My hopes for this game was that the 4 years development time would really be seen, and this game would be one of the best that we've ever gotten out of the series. However, when playing this game, it just feels like another Modern Warfare, and it doesn't feel like it took 4 years of development time, especially not from Treyarch, who is one of the best studios to work with Activision. So I don't know how much different the game on release is going to play, but I just feel like the 4-year development time has really been getting us hyped, and the beta just doesn't really show that. I also think there's tons of assets, used from different games, especially Call of Duty. For starters, the best play animation almost looks exactly like it does in Black Ops 4, where it slows down showing your player and then it zooms in right to the gameplay. Like, that is straight out of Black Ops 4, and no one can tell me any differently. again, like I said before, it also shares a lot of stuff with Modern Warfare in the clunky kind of movement and running and tactical sprint, and it just doesn't feel like a Black Ops game. I wish it had more things in common with either Cold War, Black Ops 2, Black Ops 3, a lot of the older games where, you know, it wasn't really all these new movement ideas, and it just stuck to the basic boots on the ground game modes that we enjoyed in the past. And again, another thing that I really don't enjoy are the maps. As for the early release, there's only 3 maps so far, and none of them are really great. I will say I have had my fun on some of them, but I just think that the maps really aren't all that good. The map Dialect, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't even know. I don't have it pulled up, but I really don't enjoy how that map plays. It can be either really good for snipers, or you can just get stuck in some weird positions where, oh hey, the hard point's behind me, let me go to the left and turn around, and you're stuck in this huge long lane of just you and a bus, and there's nowhere to go, and you get shot. I think that the map is very kind of close quarters, although it doesn't seem like it would play like that. It's just, you're always either getting jumped out at, or you have to jump out and kill somebody. It doesn't really play like a map with lanes that we're kind of used to. Also, the map was called Derelict, but yeah, I'm just stupid. Another map is Scud, where it's kind of a bigger feeling map, but again, it kind of plays like a shortened version of almost Satellite from Cold War. There's a lot of lanes that connect to each other, and there's a lot of trenches that you can hide in, as well as a huge satellite disk that you can either get up on top of or go underneath. And honestly, it doesn't play like a Call of Duty map. There's a lot of open space that you can get stuck at and just die instantly. And there's also a building that kind of serves no purpose at all unless you're playing like Hardpoint. I never really see anyone in that building other than, you know, for the objective modes. But I don't know, I just feel like Scud is kind of basic. And then for the last one, Skyline, I really enjoy Skyline. I think Skyline is the better of the 3 maps, but again, I just feel like it doesn't play like a COD map. There's a lot of places where you can get shot from multiple angles, and this might be COD timing, but I swear I look at one place, I instantly turn away, and there will be an enemy there shooting me. You can't really do anything about it, and there's always enemies looking at you no matter where you are. Now, for the weapons, I do see a lot of people running around with the PDW, and I don't know if this is just a beta thing where everyone sees that the PDW has returned in a variant and they're trying to use it, but it's really overpowered, especially when someone's whole team is running around with it. And I never really see any sway from that weapon. I mean, a couple people use the XM4 like myself, but a lot of people are using that SMG. There's one good LMG, but again, if you're not leveling it up, it really isn't all that good. The score streaks as well are all right. I like the addition of a personal UAV that you can get for only about, I think it's like 3 kills in a row. I really do like that it's kind of that shorter UAV that you can get without having to go on a mega streak. And don't even get me started about the RCXD. That thing is a bitch to control. You cannot drive that thing around on controller worth a shit. It is without a doubt, in my opinion, the worst handling score streak I've ever dealt with. You just can't use it. I also think that the score resetting is either a good or bad thing. I don't know. I like the Cold War system where it kind of builds up over time. But again, if you're one of those hardcore fans, you kind of want, kill streaks, which are kind of what they are, except it's just score instead, which is kind of the same thing because they reset on every death. But there's a lot of things that I can see will please other people and, will also turn some people away from the game. But again, like I said, it doesn't really play like a COD game at all. And it's way more like X Defiant than I would have liked. And don't get me wrong, and that's not a bad thing. And I wasn't really big on X Defiant at all. But honestly, seeing a title that took 4 years to make and is, the same as a free game for $100 more, it kind of makes me wonder where all the development time really went towards. Now, again, I bought the Vault Edition of the game because I want to make content out of it. And honestly, I do think that Black Ops 6 is going to be a very capable game of getting Call of Duty content out on. And I just really want to wait until the zombies, which is what I care about most, because I was never that big on multiplayer. So I can see that, if you really like multiplayer, I can see where you're kind of like, okay, this guy's talking out of his ass because, yeah, I'm not that big on multiplayer, but I still want to just share my opinion about the game because I feel like it just doesn't play like a Call of Duty. Then again, I will be continuing to play the beta and kind of trying out everything, trying to get better at the game, trying to better myself. So yeah, I mean, is the game worth the $70 price tag or the $100 price tag, depending on which one you bought? I really think it's up to you. I mean, I would personally go and look at other videos, other breakdowns of this beta, and kind of just form your own opinions because one person can't really make that decision for you. And I think that's important to kind of just do your own research and think about things that you might like and that you might not like. In my opinion, I wouldn't really call it worth it until I get to play the zombies. But again, if you are a multiplayer person, then I would definitely go and look at other videos. Thank you guys for watching. I really hope you appreciated the Black Ops 6 beta breakdown, and I'll see you in the next one. Linksys Lab, out.